Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 156. Today I want to cover the day I spent in Singapore on my way from Melbourne, Australia to end up here where I am now in Nepal, in Kathmandu. And on the way, I had about an 18-hour stayover in Singapore. And I was fortunate enough to be able to meet with the Agora Speakers Ambassador for Singapore, Ban Peng. And Ban Peng is a wonderful man. I saw him many times over the past years on Zoom, but I never met him in person. And I'm looking forward to it. And what a wonderful day it was to meet Ban Peng and learn more about Singapore. I'd been there once before in 2014 and was shown around by another fellow, but so I didn't know what to expect. So it was an excellent day. I have a lot of photographs I can show you, and that's what most of this is going to be. So let me share my screen and tell you about the day I spent in Singapore with Ban Peng. So first I arrived at the airport quite late at night. It was after midnight. And this is the airport, Chang Airport, is an amazing airport, recorded as one of the best in the world. Has so many amenities, from movie theaters, and just look up the airport if you want. I won't go through all of what's in that airport, but that's amazing. This particular area was in one of the four terminals, what they call a food area, a food street. But there's all types of shops, very upmarket shops as well. And this was just a picture of me trying to find a place that I could stay for the night in the airport. I ended up just finding a dark corner ultimately, amongst many other people too. So that next morning, though, Ban Ping came and collected me at the airport in his Toyota Camry. Now, a Toyota Camry isn't a most expensive car, but when you talk about cars in Singapore, that car is probably cost, from when I looked up, over $200,000. Now you say that's unbelievable. Well, I think the cheapest car you can buy there is a little small car for it. It's about 90 something thousand. There's reasons. Singapore is a very small city state, and it's called the Republic of Singapore, but it's on an island, and it's a very small island, and there's 5.5 million people living there at least. And cars and roads, well, on a small island, you don't want lots of cars, so they make it difficult to own a car and expensive. So I didn't even know if Ban Peng had a car because I thought I know how expensive it is. Well, he has one. And so he picked me up at the airport, took me to Chinatown, and we ended up in a hawker stall, which is like a food court. And this is a picture of Ban Ping and two of his neighbors who happened to just be as we walked in and greeted us, and of course myself. And they ended up giving us lots of food. Not only did Ban Peng buy some, but the neighbors bought food. Oh, you got to try this, you got to try that. So here's a picture of Ban Peng and myself enjoying some of the multitude of food dishes that ended up on our table. And you can see in the background some of the other stalls that are there. The stall we were standing in the previous picture was where we got our first helping of some chicken and rice, etc. So with that, I'll show you where we ended up walking around Chinatown. And there's Ban Peng. We had to go to people. Will you take a picture of us? Will you take a picture of us? So Ban Peng and I standing in the Chinatown complex. And as well, it being New Year's or China's New Year, there's a lot of decorations going on in Chinatown. So this was very colorful. So Ban Peng said, hey, let's get a picture here. As well as, hey, you stand there. Look, this is a great picture. Again, some of the decorations because it's Chinese New Year. And because it is the day of the rabbit, or the year of the rabbit, so I should say, in that case, we had to stand in front of a display of Year of the Rabbit with the rabbits. So there were Ban Peng and myself. And then he said, "Oh, you stand next to this because this is in Chinatown. So I can stand and be part of this picture on the wall of one of the shops in Chinatown." And it says this is a Chinatown Heritage Center, and there's this statue. And this statue is of the workers who helped build Singapore, particularly Chinatown, and their traditional headgear as they worked. And this, I believe, was a woman laborer working in construction. So you can see Ban Peng kneeling down easily, and me, I couldn't kneel down as well as him. These old knees are getting tired of that. So anyway, that was also in Chinatown, and another colorful shop full of things to buy, particularly for New Year. So there we are with our thumbs up again. And then we went to India, uh, Indian center or Indian town in, to see that part because it's a very multicultural city. It's not only Chinese, but Indian, etc. And we went and saw a lot of the shops around there. It reminded me of shops I saw run by Indians in Africa. Very good shopkeepers. So we went there and we met a fella who um, I'll, his name is Patrick Wee, and Patrick is a friend and of Ban Peng, and he thought that maybe I had met him before when I was in the fellow I had met in my previous visit in 2014, but it ended up it wasn't Patrick. So, but Patrick was a gentleman, and we spent some of the rest of the day with him. This was entering downtown Singapore, as you can see some of the buildings. And there's a picture of myself and Patrick. So Patrick entertained me for a while because Ban Peng had to go to his office because it was working day and there was work to be done. So he left us there and we made our way ultimately to his office. But on the way, we saw some more buildings and uh, Ban Peng was still with us in this case. And then um, it was then Patrick and myself. And this is a very famous building. It's a casino with the complex on top. I believe it's called the Marine Sands Center in Singapore. Very famous, has infinity pool, etc. You can go up to this, I guess, cantilevered part and have a great view. And you can spend a lot of money in the casino and the hotel. It's a very famous tourist spot and hotel and casino in Singapore. And another picture of the casino. And I took this off of the internet. And you get a good idea of where the casino is and where we were walking around and all the office buildings in downtown Singapore. Very beautiful part. And this is the Singapore River, which at one time was polluted and now is being cleaned up enormously. And so we were obviously walking along there. And then we ended up in Ban Peng's office, met some of his employees, and he then took myself to the airport in time to catch the flight to Nepal that evening. And so that was saying farewell. Patrick took the picture and made my way to uh, to Nepal, where I am now. In the next video, I'll tell you some of the things that are happening in Nepal. I've met Ravi, and he's been very generous. We've been to 3 schools in the last 2 days, and it's been a wonderful experience so far. What a wonderful introduction to Kathmandu and the schools and what we'll be doing for the next 10 weeks approximately. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family and friends, lots of love and laughter. Bye for now. From Fred and Notes of a Nomad.